It's Allison Dorman here, and if you like front porches, total amazing neighborhood activities, beautiful mature trees and landscaping, creeks and parks in your neighborhood, then you definitely do not want to watch this video. Take you on a little tour of a neighborhood in McKinney, Texas that actually has Prosper ISD schools that is dripping with character. So as you watch the video and you'll see some of the shots of the houses, the streets, the way that this neighborhood is landscaped and laid out, it's a jaw dropper. It's definitely unique to the North Dallas area because you don't get a lot of neighborhoods that don't have just brick. And so that's one of the things that makes Tucker Hill really special. So you'll kind of get a feel for it as you see, but just a couple quick overview points about Tucker Hill. So again, I mentioned that it is a neighborhood that's in McKinney, Texas, but it actually is also on the border of Prosper. So the school system is Prosper ISD, but you have a McKinney address, McKinney Texas, and all that kind of stuff. And it's kind of in a great location. It's off of 380. And so if you turn one direction, you can easily get to all things McKinney, the McKinney Square, and all the beautiful things that are there. And then I didn't even mean to rhyme, but I did. And then if you turn the other direction, you're headed towards Prosper. And again, you can get to all of the activities and shops and everything that's kind of going on in the Prosper area. So it's kind of cool to kind of have your toes in both cities, if you will. A couple things about Tucker Hill. It has a very strict HOA, and as you look at the videos of the neighborhood, you'll see that it's because they want to maintain its beauty and its charm. And so just be aware that if you're someone that doesn't like the HOA all up in your business about the color that you want to paint your house, or where you put your trash cans, or even the kind of the landscape that you put in your front or backyard, then this is not going to be the neighborhood for you. This is for someone who enjoys, like the beauty that you see in here, enjoys kind of that, not uniform look, because you'll see that every house kind of has its own charm, but it's controlled because they want to maintain what they have going on here. So just be aware of that. You'll see that you have tons of front porches. That is a big thing in this neighborhood. Tons of landscaping. They're really big into horticulture, and that is something that the neighborhood prides itself on. And so you'll see that they love that and carry that throughout the neighborhood. Okay, so I'm going to share with you guys what it's like to live in Tucker Hill. And some of this information I just pulled from their website to get kind of an overview of some of the events and different activities that they have. But my favorite thing to do is to get answers from people who actually live in the development. So it's kind of weird when you're driving through, when you're shooting video and you're recording, sometimes the neighbors look at you like, do I need to call the cops on this lady? Is the neighborhood watch need to be alerted, or, what are they up to? And so a lot of times people will just start talking to you. So that's my favorite thing. So I happened to run into a couple people who were out walking their dogs and got some good insider information, which is my favorite to share with you. So first of all, just know that Tucker Hill is a very social neighborhood. So if you're someone who doesn't want to know your neighbors, you just want to pull into your garage and kind of have your thing, obviously you can do that. But if you're someone that's looking for a neighborhood where people know you by name, and where if you want to engage in different activities, they're offered, then Tucker Hill is your spot. So just a kind of overview of what they have going on there. And obviously this changes based on, the climate of everything. But in general, the neighborhood does lots of monthly activities and events. And so just to kind of give you an example, some of them are open to the public. So they have, like an Easter egg hunt. They have a 4th of July parade and picnic. They have a pumpkin patch that people can come into and, grab a pumpkin, take pictures, all that kind of stuff. And they also have things that are residents only. So that's really cool. They actually have a lifestyle committee. And so that is someone that's kind of partners with the HOA and, kind of has a pulse on what the neighbors are into. And so the activities kind of meet the needs of what everybody's looking for. So they've got, sometimes they take group trips to kind of some local, tourist spots in Dallas, or things that just kind of seem cool to do as a group, either get a group rate or just have more fun because you're going with your neighbors and your friends. They have movies and concerts on the lawn. They have sometimes little ladies' lunches where they go into downtown McKinney and hit kind of one of their favorite local restaurants. There's cooking classes sometimes. There's tons of children's activities. There's a thing they call coffee on the porch, where people just kind of just get together and have coffee and just enjoy, you know, catching up with each other. They've got book clubs. There's poker clubs. And the people I ran into today also mentioned that they do, like for young moms, they have a yoga class and they have a little stroller brigade that goes through just to kind of not only get exercise, but also just catch up with one another and just have some fun. And then they also have, you know, wine crawls and beer crawls and all kinds of stuff. So if you want to be social and you want to get to know your neighbors, there's plenty of opportunity in Tucker Hill. So let's talk about some of the amenities that you see in Tucker Hill. The houses themselves are obviously beautiful, and you can just see that with your own eyes as you're checking out our tour. But some of the things that they have going on, there's several pocket parks throughout the neighborhood. And so some of them have little toddler playgrounds with, you know, just swings and slides and some little climbing areas. And others of them are just kind of more of green space with beautiful landscaping. At the main pool, there are 2 swimming pools in that area. And then there's also a splash pad. There is a dog park in the neighborhood. Speaking of which, my dog just hopped up in the video, so that was well timed. But there is a dog park in Tucker Hill. And then there's also just beautiful fountains that you'll see. Some are small and some are larger. They actually have the big fountain in the development is actually the largest privately owned, or one of the largest, I should say, privately owned fountains in the United States. And it is gorgeous. I kind of felt like I was in the middle of Europe. At the same time, I also felt like I was in the middle of Savannah, Georgia. I know those things are kind of different, but if you've been to either, you'll understand what I'm saying. There's walking trails, there's sidewalks throughout, and it's just an area where you can be outside and it's beautiful. And they've taken great care to maintain the maturity of the landscape. They tried to leave as many of the old trees there and build around them and develop around them. And so you'll see that when you go through this neighborhood and see it as you take a tour through our video. It's kind of a rare thing out here to have old mature trees. So 2 thumbs up for Tucker Hill for maintaining that. So you can also see that they have a really beautiful amenity center. And it's got a resort style pool. It's got, there's things that it kind of matched what they try to do is like a 5-star hotel. So it'll have a 0 entry, kind of a beach entry, if you will. There's loungers out there. There's splash fountains. There's also grills and just lots of things that just kind of give it that upscale touch, if you will. And then they also have what they call the residence club. So this has double purpose. There's a huge outdoor patio area. And at the time I was filming, they had pulled in all of the chairs to kind of, you know, pressure wash them and clean them and get them ready for the summer season. But you can still see the large space. It's covered. There's fans out there. It's just a great place to kind of get out of the shade. Get out of the shade, get in the shade, get out of the sun and get in the shade, and just still kind of, you know, be able to enjoy the pool area and still be outside. And then in addition, that same residence club also has an indoor area that's about 2,300 square feet that you can use for entertaining. There's kind of a little conference table area in there if you needed it for something like that, or just a large dining area. There's wall-mounted TVs if you wanted to catch a game or a special event. There's a serving bar. There's an indoor cafe kitchen. So it has lots of uses that the neighbors can use for different events. So it's really nice to have both a beautiful outdoor pool space and then also in the residence club, the covered patio space, and then also the interior kind of clubhouse for different things. And there is also a fitness center in the neighborhood, and you'll see also that we've got some restaurants. 2 of the ones that I really like, there's Paleo's Pizza, and they kind of have, I would say, kind of gourmet-ish pizza. And they've got gluten-free and they've got all kinds of stuff. So they've got a great menu, and they have other things besides pizza. They've got great salads and things like that. So you could ride your bike up there, you could ride your golf cart up there, you could walk up there, or obviously you can drive. And then they also have Petra, which the patio is gorgeous in the spring and summer. They have great jalapeno margaritas. They are spicy. I heard that from a friend, but it's just nice to have some of those shops and everything right there in the front of the neighborhood, just a few, so that you can go grab, you know, a little salad or go grab a drink or whatever it is that you want to do without even having to really leave your neighborhood. So one of the things that's really obvious as you visit Tucker Hill and as you just even explore their website and check out this video that I'm sharing with you today is their commitment to nature. And again, as I mentioned, they really tried to work around the old trees that were already here and just kind of maintain anything that they possibly could that was already kind of in its natural beauty state and just enhance that. So this is one of the most beautiful neighborhoods in this area that I've seen, because they really focus on, you know, greenery and flowers and just making sure they have parks and gardens all throughout. There's trails everywhere. We mentioned the mature trees. There's a creek that runs through, especially even right down by the playground. There's different ponds. It's just a beautiful, beautiful neighborhood. And you'll see in the Founders Square, that's what they call kind of their large green space, their central gathering place. And this is actually one of the, you'll see also the fountain that I talked about, and it has one of the it's the largest privately owned, or one of the largest privately owned fountains in all of the US. So there's just a lot of neat little things in this neighborhood that make it special, that make it kind of not the norm, if you will. Out there in Founders Square, there's also an area that has a kind of a lawn chair amphitheater where they set up, you know, like a little concert hall, if you will, and have bands come play, and everyone sits on their blankets, and it kind of has like a little picnic or some drinks, and just kind of enjoys the music and enjoys being outside, and you get to enjoy being together as a neighborhood. Okay, so if any of you want to sit on one of these front porches and have a lemonade with me, or maybe a fun little cocktail, Bloody Mary, whatever, let me know, because I adore Tucker Hill, and hopefully now you kind of see why. And just remember that one of the things that I absolutely enjoy doing, besides having cocktails on the front porch, is helping people settle into the North Dallas area. So if you or someone you know is looking to move to the McKinney area, Frisco, Prosper, Salina, any of that, then after you subscribe to this channel, you definitely need to shoot me a message, and I'm happy to be a resource for you, answer any questions, give you a good Bloody Mary recipe, anything like that, just to help you move to this area and love it as much as I do. Also, make sure you check out our next video, because we have another awesome neighborhood tour coming up.